This too slow on the button pushing there, Ben. I assumed you were skipping that one.
Jeremy got it.
Yeah. Well, this episode of the Off-Road Podcast is sponsored by Warren Medical Gear Outfitters and Colby Valve.
Off-Road Podcast, episode 388, a year in review.
Tonight, Aaron wraps more gifts, Jeremy is boring as always, and Ben prepares for battle.
Welcome to the Off-Road Podcast, the podcast about everything off-road. We cover the news, review products, and interview people in the off-road industry. Your hosts tonight are Aaron, Jeremy, and my name is Ben. And welcome to the show. Hello, gentlemen. How are you guys doing tonight?
Hey.
Well, what's new, Aaron?
Well, my wife's birthday is tomorrow, like it is every year, right after Christmas. And and it's rough on her, but it's also rough on me because it's tough to buy.
It's tough to
Christmas
think of good presents and then think of
and
more
then
good
have
presents.
to do it again. Yes.
Yeah. When there's no
Yeah.
time to elapse to figure out that she needs something else.
And that
Yeah.
was like Christmas presents for me. Like, my wife's like, what do you want? I'm like, everything I want's too expensive. So you just give me money.
Yeah. So, yep, I just got done wrapping some gifts for her tonight, actually, and got them stashed away so that they can be given to her tomorrow. Eric says,
Go ahead.
Eric says, did you get her new tires for your rig? No, because I want to stay married.
Oh, that
I will say though, when we were first married, maybe like, I don't know, 3 years in or something, her parents bought me, this person here, me, for my birthday, a window air conditioner. And then like the very next thing out of their mouth was, so their daughter and our dog could stay cool during the summer. Boom.
Not you.
Yeah. Woo. That one hurt. Yeah. Anyways, back on topic. So yeah. Let's talk about other things I've been up to besides wrapping presents. We had a wild windstorm come through this past week. After the ice storm that we got over, we had a windstorm, and it damaged a 10-foot piece of trim on my shop. It actually pulled it out of the screws and flopped it around on the roof, so it scratched up my metal roofing in some spots, and that piece is like, it's garbage now, which is it's a bad deal. That's a bummer. So, I don't know, it might cost me $20 to buy a new piece. The bummer is that it's up on the edge of the roof on the backside, like the worst place to replace that part. So I climbed up there later in the day after it wasn't as windy, and I put more screws in it just to hold it down. And as long as we don't get another windstorm, it'll stay up there. But now I got to replace that piece. And then I just found out last night that it also blew multiple sections of roofing off of one of our barns. It's a lean-to up against our chicken barn, where we park our tractor. So that one's not as big of a deal because we do plan to demo that thing out in the next year or so. But I'll just climb up there and fold them back over, carry the ones that blew completely off and screw them down and stuff like that. So got to get that done. And then over Christmas, I think I mentioned in last week's show, my son had trouble sleeping when we were at the in-laws, and because part of it is because he had a cold. Well, I got that cold, and it did one of those like karate sweep kick things where it just like knocks your legs out from underneath you. And I literally Thursday morning, I got up and I went to work. I had to be at a job site that was an hour and 10 minutes away. I had to be there at 6 in the morning. I got to the job site. I let the journeyman know who I was working with that I'm sick. I'm like, let's just get this over with. And it took us an hour to do that portion of the job. And he's like, just go home. I went home and I climbed into bed and I stayed in bed for 2 days after I got
Woof.
just a head cold, nothing COVID or burning sensation or anything like that, just a head cold.
Just the
But
gift that keeps on giving.
it really does. So finally getting over that. Today we left the house for the first time since Thursday, so that's been in the house for 5 days. Was I forgot to mention this last week. This didn't happen during this past week. It happened a couple weeks ago, but I sold some parts off of my Nissan Titan. Spare parts truck. So recouping a little bit of money off of that. So that made me a little happy.
Nice.
AK Ford fan says that they had a nasty windstorm roll through and it dropped the neighbor's tree onto his 76 plow Bronco.
Ooh.
Ouch.
Yeah, his Bronco got plowed.
Yeah, we had a decent windstorm roll through here, and it blew a few people's trampolines away. I have like the like screw stakes in like all four corners. Well, in four corners of the trampoline to hold it down, and I sat there and tried to like He-Man it up, and it just didn't go anywhere. So I was like, all right, it's secure, but it ripped the tarp off of it. So,
do you know that they used to be called Jumpolines?
Jumpolines?
No.
No.
Yeah. Yeah, they changed their name when your mom got one.
That's a good burn.
Yeah, I heard that one last week. Oh, it's a terrible joke, but it's still funny.
Oh, it is. That is good.
Yeah.
It now hurts when I pee.
Wait. I said your mom.
Yeah.
Yeah, so what have you been up to, Ben?
Not much. I'm just getting ready. I've been busy. I've been like 3D printing stuff. I actually
you
designed
said
something.
you said you're preparing for battle, so are you 3D printing some armor or something?
No, I'm actually I've been prepping the Forerunner. I'm gonna throw it on my neighbor's lift as soon as I get a chance. And I've got
3D printed spacers for it.
Yep, 3D printed spacers. Not really. That would be
Wait, are they strut spacers or wheel spacers?
Oh, wheel spacers.
Oh,
good. Good.
No, I've got to replace my lower control arm. It's squeaking. I mean, the bushing is still okay, but I'm gonna just go ahead and replace it.
Is it 3D printed bushing?
No, just now you've got me all
Tonight, Ben 3D prints all of his parts for his Forerunner.
Yep, I'm 3D printed upper control.
I wish you could. I wish you could.
I would love a metal 3D printer. That'd be awesome. But so I need to replace my when I broke the bolt on the bump stop, I have to drill it out. The only way I can drill it out or get to it is removing the lower control arm. It's that tight of a space there for the Forerunner one. So it's okay. Well, when will I do it? Well, might as well do the lower control arm, do that. I might throw on the Falcon shocks that I have had sitting in the garage for the last 2 years.
I thought it was more than 2.
It might be. Yeah, I don't know. So I'm gonna do the other one, but my neighbor's got a 2-post lift, so it'll be a lot quicker to do it on that versus trying to do it in the driveway in the rain, because we're supposed to start getting some more rain again. So yeah, I cannot wait for my garage to get built. Actually, I don't think I mentioned this on the show. I had to pay the county $3,000 to
you did
move my reserve drain field. Okay.
Yeah, we talked about it.
Yeah, so
it just hurts so much that you put it out of your mind.
Yes, it hurts very badly. So, yep. Other than that, yeah, it's just preparing to work on the Forerunner. I've been spraying stuff down with PB Blaster to make sure it comes off nice and easy, and hopefully the other bump stop just screws right off. Save me some time and drilling. What about you, Jeremy?
I mean, not a whole lot other than starting to think about the snow camping trip that's coming up soon. I've started building a menu for it in my head. So,
Does it have nacho cheese on the menu?
well, I was thinking about some sort of tacos or burritos, so you could throw it in that day.
Yes.
Every day is a nacho cheese day.
Especially when Aaron's around.
Yes, it is. Yeah, hopefully you've gotten a new can and you're not going to try and use that same can.
If I show up with a can that has black scorch marks on the bottom, you'll know.
Yeah.
You need to come up with a better way to heat it up this time. Maybe like a small crock pot.
Yeah, we're gonna have to bring a crock pot.
Yeah. Who
A
bought
battery powered crock pot?
Anybody buy the drink fountain?
No.
No, we need to get that coming. Kravik was supposed to buy it.
He was.
He bought it. It showed up, but too late.
Yeah,
I
but
know.
to give it to you to keep until this year.
Oh, I don't
Facebook
know.
user says nacho cheese fountain. We looked into seeing what we could do to put that nacho cheese into a fountain, and I don't think there's anything strong enough that would have worked, even like the chocolate fountains, especially when you're in like 20-degree weather. This gets
Yes.
hard quick.
Yeah.
Well, and there's chunks of peppers and stuff like that in there, whatever that is. Maybe it's tomatoes. I don't even know. Wait, was there chunks in that one? I don't think.
I don't think this one had any.
Yeah.
I
No,
don't think it had any chunks in it.
but still, it's nacho cheese. I don't know how well that would work in the 20-degree weather.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Probably not.
We also want to thank our sponsor, Patriot Patch. Head over to patriotpatch.co and check out their selection of great patches, shirts, cleaning mats, signs, and stickers. You can also join the Patch of the Month Club for $15 and receive a patch, matching sticker, and artist proof each month.
There it is. We called it last week when we were joking about it.
Yep.
I can't remember if that was on air or off air, but we were joking about. Was it on air? We were joking about what the patch would be. Some sort of Yeti, doing
And
something
snow
in the snow with guns, and then Ben said with nods.
Jeremy said.
Oh, you said with nods? Okay,
Yeah.
Yeah. And
Oh,
now I'm starting to question. I'm like, Brian Cross needs to like start paying me for using me as a model.
This guy has a six-pack, Ben. I
Hey,
know.
it's
I know
an
he's really
artist
hairy,
rendition
but
of my stomach.
artist
It's like-
rendition. Yeah. So, anyways, that is the. Eric suggests a small Dutch oven on coals for the nacho cheese.
That would work. That'd be better than how we did it last year.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
We have a small Dutch oven.
Oh,
Yeah.
I don't. I think mine's a medium one. I don't even know. What it is.
Here's another patch they just released. It says I'm all out of bubble gum, and it's some sunglasses with an AR-15 reflecting back in them.
I like those. That's a cool patch.
Looks like it is a SBR because it's got the angle foregrip, and that looks like a pretty short barrel on that guy.
Mm-hmm. So,
So,
I'm looking at the price of those drink fountains, and they've gone up.
Really?
Yeah, they're like $70 now.
No way.
Yeah.
it's because it's around Christmas party time. Got to jack those prices
No,
up.
because we looked at them last year at the same time, but
We'll
that's
just have to do without the drink
huge
fountain.
bummer. I hope Aaron kept his. He could resell it by now and get good money out of it.
Yeah. I doubt he sold it. He moved down in a trailer.
No. Oh yeah,
These
here
ones.
$59 for the ones we were looking at last year that were, I swear they were like $32.
Yeah, it was like 30 something and change.
What about a multi-tier pet fountain? This is only $32.
What about a fountain that looks like a boy peeing in your glass?
You guys are
Probably
nuts.
not.
Yeah. And
Yeah.
Eric here's that pouch. It's from They Live, a movie with Roddy Piper, wrestler.
Rowdy, huh? Okay.
Yeah.
Hmm. Well, Ben, maybe you can check Wish for drinking fountains after we finish the show tonight.
You know what?
'Cause
That won't work
you've
too
got
well.
the in. You've got the in with Wish, so
No
we'll
more.
see what they
Make sure it's
what they
full
send him.
Yeah, no.
It's a
coming.
dollhouse.
Yep.
Well, that happened with his diesel heater. Remember?
Yep.
Yep.
And then also don't forget about our patches. $13 shipped in the US for one, and 10 for any additional, or 10 picked up from us in person. $10 that being. Just send us a message through any of our channels and we'll set you up with a PayPal link. If you are not in the United States, it's $10 a patch plus shipping. We just have to determine how much shipping is to you, because customs is really fun and a pain in the butt.
Also, we'd mentioned in the past, if you could, to pay through friends and family. It turns out that somehow we are a business account on PayPal now, so that doesn't work. So goods and services it is, and they keep their cut. It's just how that goes now. So apparently we're big boys. We have a business account.
Oh, sad day. Unless you send
Yep.
it to like Ben personally, and then, yeah.
Yeah.
And then and
Have tire troubles ever left you deflated? Colby Valve has got you covered. Ever have a valve stem leak? Colby Valve makes reusable and easily replaceable valve stems that don't require you to remove your tire from the wheel. They work with your off-road rig, ATV, side-by-side, commuter vehicle, or even your tractor. Never be left stranded again because of a busted valve stem. They also have a tire repair kit for those punctures that keep you away from doing your favorite thing, wheeling. Make sure to check out colbyvalve.com or ask for them at your local off-road products store.
All right. Well, you guys kind of talked about it here in the comments section, but our first news is from Road and Track, or literally anywhere on the internet tonight. Ken Block died in a snowmobiling accident today. So 55 years old. And yeah, big bummer. Ken Block did a lot of cool things for the industry, whether it was race cars or off-road stuff,
skater
rally
shoes
cars.
too.
Yeah, skater stuff.
Yeah,
Ben's probably still wearing his skater shoes.
actually, you know what? And drop that picture and you'll see DC shoes. That's what I'm rocking.
Yep.
So yeah, Ken was the
They
co-founder of
aren't
DC
even
shoes.
they aren't even from Wish.
Nope. Amazon.
So yeah, he's a pro rally driver and a Hoonigan co-founder also. And he died today in a snowmobiling accident. The Hoonigan social media says it's with our deepest regrets that we can confirm that Ken Block passed away in a snowmobiling accident today. Ken was a visionary, a pioneer, and an icon, and most importantly, a father and a husband. When he wasn't driving electric stunt cars for Audi or race cars for Porsche, Ken Block spent his time participating in a variety of winter sports, including snowmobiling, driving UTVs, and snowmobiling. He is survived by his wife, Lucy, and their 3 children. So,
Very unfortunate. That's a very young age to die. Unfortunately, that's one of the risks of living life at 100 miles per hour. So
yeah.
it's unfortunate. I mean, he did doing something he enjoyed, right?
Yeah, he lived his life doing what he loved, that's for sure. Or at least it looked like it.
Yeah. I mean, dude got a race in the Baja 1000. I mean, it's kind of like losing anyone in the industry that kind of it sets out there and does all these amazing things that you like. You go, I want to do, and shows it. So,
Yep. Well, our next news story is from Autoblog, and it is that Scout Motors gets a website and a new teaser for their upcoming off-road vehicles. So the website, sorry, I'm a little congested. The website is scoutmotors.com, and they also launched a forum, scoutmotors.community.forum, so that people could tell Scout Motors what they think Scout should be, current owners of original Scout vehicles. So, and if you don't know much about Scout, they have, I believe they stopped in the early 80s, and but their soul lives on through all the enthusiasts who continue to build them and restore them and drive them and save them from the crusher. So pretty big deal. So if you don't know, Volkswagen bought the names for Scout, and they're going to launch an all electric version of an SUV and a pickup truck. And on the screen here, you see renderings. Actually, I don't even know if they're renderings. They're just drawings of both. The truck looks a lot like a Rivian, and then the SUV really does look like an old school Scout. So pretty cool looking.
I did a little bit of Googling before when I saw this article. So Scout Motors is technically their parent company's Volkswagen. And that's also the same company that owns Rivian. So if they do an all-electric version, good prospects if they allow some of that cross. Because
I didn't know that. I didn't know that Volkswagen Auto Group owned Rivian. That's interesting.
Yeah.
These vehicles are going to be all electric. They said that the Scouts were only going to be electric.
I mean, it's kind of what they do, right? It's
If that's the case, I wonder why. If they do choose to use Rivian stuff, I wonder why it would take so long to get it up and going, because they're saying that they probably won't be going on sale till 2026, which is 3 years away.
So the Scout Marquis is named after the off-road from International Harvester. Volkswagen has owned it since 2020 under Navistar International, which is Volkswagen's top piece. And it says that it's dedicated to electric vehicles. The first two vehicles marketed by that group were the Rivian. So that's all they really have for info in it, and they're slated to go out in 2026. I think what it is to bring up a variety of offerings, because Rivian's got their two vehicles, plus they're doing the Amazon vans, and maybe they're going to keep the Scouts towards being consumer based and maybe a lower price as a prediction, because I know they've got those tax credits for electric vehicles currently, and it has to be under the $8,000 mark. Which only one qualifies for.
Navistar is a majority owned by Volkswagen. They don't own Volkswagen, just so you know. I didn't think they owned Volkswagen. They're too small of a group. But I think it's VAG, Volkswagen Auto Group, is just massive umbrella of companies.
Well, yeah, they own like what's it called? The Bugatti as well.
Yep, and Lamborghini and Audi and all that kind of stuff. Seat, I think, is another company.
Yep. But I mean, there's it's 2023 now. We've got 3 years to go before we start seeing what they do. There's a lot of technology that can change in that amount of time, so it'll be interesting to see what they do. And hopefully they make it more off-road oriented too.
Yeah. Well, our last news article, I don't know if this is quite news, but it's kind of a fun story. It's from The Drive, and it's You can buy a new Suzuki Jimny at U.S. dealerships. Just don't ask too many questions. I can't remember. Did you find this one, Ben?
Yeah, I found it and shared it. I think I
Yeah.
found it and shared it with or maybe it was shared to Andy, and I was in on the conversation, and I might have shared it in the group too.
So it's not really a news story, so I can't really talk about it as news. So I'm going to just kind of read chunks of the article to you guys. So the current Jimny, the JB74, is not for sale in the U.S. And actually, I don't think any Jimnys ever have been. I've not researched that, but I'm pretty sure no Jimnys have been at least sold as new in the U.S. So the article says, I wanted to know more about these imported vehicles for sale, a few of which have been sent in by readers or written about in other publications. In a quest to get more info, I called 2 dealers that claimed to have them available. First dealer was called Iconic Motors in Oklahoma City. Initially, I was told what I was expecting to hear. The truck was brought north from Mexico and, in fact, had already been sold to a customer. The man on the other end of the line then told me they had a meeting going on and instructed me to call back later, which the guy goes on to say that he thought that was kind of promising. Call back later, then maybe he's got more to tell me. The second dealer, Barrett Auto Group in San Juan, Texas, had 2 Jimnys for sale. I don't know how far that is from you, Eric. Maybe you should drive over there and check the Jimnys out. They were listed as Samurais, and that someone just put that up on the screen. The for sale listings, which have recently been taken down. They were listed as Samurais. I thought this might be an even better lead. Picked up the phone, called them. The person who answered explained. He explained to the person who answered why he was calling, and they said that they brought them across the U.S.-Mexico border for sale. We bought them in Mexico and brought them back here, the dealer employee said. He asked how and if they were registered. They seemed to get suspicious. So the guy says, do you want to buy one? And I responded, no, I wasn't going to buy one. I'm just curious how they can be for sale. He said there was silence for a few seconds. He went to ask another question. And they hung up on him, which is pretty funny. So he called back and then shortly after he got hung up on, he went back to the dealer website and the two listings had been deleted. So not for sale anymore. But he got a screenshot of them before they got deleted. Says, and after that, he called the first company back, got a different person, explained everything. And he said, they're a very popular truck outside the U.S., so we figured that we would sell one here. That's as good as reason as any, I thought. So he asked how they get them titled, and he said he has an Oklahoma title. When I asked how he got it registered, he said we just went and registered it.
Of course.
So I'm not sure how they pulled a fast one, but it is Oklahoma, so not sure there. Says that that particular ad for the Jimny is still up for sale on the dealer's website. But he archived the link just to save it for later. And the original sticker price for that one was $45,000, which I didn't mention on the 2 that are from the other dealership. One was 45, and I think the other one was 38,000, which is so much money.
Yeah.
So pretty wild. The last bit of it here says, if you actually want to buy a Jimny here, it is technically possible. Step 1, when you call to ask about it, don't say you're a journalist. Step 2, only use it off-road if you purchase it. If you drive it on public roads, you could get in serious trouble. There are, however, all sorts of ways you could go, depending on your state government. Who knows? Maybe you can get the thing at least somewhat legal on American highways. That being said, I'm not responsible for any sort of Jimny-related shenanigans you get into. The bottom line is the federal government doesn't like these things, and buying one is going to be risky.
I don't think that it's the feds that don't like it. I think that it's just the regulations to get it over here and tested through U.S. regulations. It hasn't been tested with their safety ratings that they have to have. The same with the engines. I mean, really, if you wanted to do it, get a dual citizenship with Mexico, have a residence down there, and just drive it up here with your Mexican license plate.
Yeah. That would probably be able to skirt a lot of things.
So many things. You're muted.
I like how Ben just throws that out there like it's so easy. Just get.
Oh,
dual
it's
citizenship.
super easy.
I mean, with the amount of Mexicans
Don't have
that
one, Jeremy?
I'm just saying, like with the amount of Mexicans that come to the United States, wouldn't it be easy to become a dual citizenship of Mexico? I would think it might be. I know a few people that have done it. I'm sure there's, paperwork and all that involved, but it might be worth it if you want to go on the Baja bunch. It's only money, right? YOLO, you only live once.
Go prepared with Warren Industries. They produced the first recreational winch in 1959 and lead the industry with their dedication to quality and reliability. When you dig yourself in deep, make sure you have the right tools to get yourself out. Get Warren equipped and go where others can't. Now, let's get ready for adventure and head into our main topic.
I've watched that the winch saver in that very last clip there that people were talking about last week. I never noticed it before, but yeah, it looks like it's going to get eaten, but then it just goes and just pushes. Pretty funny.
Well, gentlemen, it's been quite a busy year for us, hasn't it?
Sure.
In some ways more than others, sure. Yeah.
Definitely in some ways more than others. But it's a new year.
I wish I was camping and wheeling more than I did.
Unfortunately, we can't get out as much as we'd like. That's the reality of being an adult and having to adult. Not all of us can be a house husband.
Well, hang on a second. If we were a house husband, would that mean that the house husband gets out more?
I mean, you'll hear later on how much I got out this year.
And would that also mean that the house husband would have so much time to work on his rig?
No time to do that.
Maybe install parts that have been accumulating.
Oh no, there's always got to be an accumulation. ADHD prevents me from doing so many things. That's my crutch.
I made that joke video like 4 Christmases ago, 3 years ago, something like that. Still true today.
Yep, still true today. Some things don't change.
True. Yep.
But that's fine. That is fine. So we wanted to start this off with talking about rig modifications and fixes. And it looks like I get to go first. So I should start off with I finally got my skid plates on. So that's yay. Busted my bump stop.
Wait, how did you say skid plates?
Skid plate. Yeah, I got my skid plates completed and one installed. I still have not installed the other one because I haven't crawled under there with the angle grinder.
How long ago did you buy those?
17 years ago, before the 4Runner was even manufactured.
I want to say it's been like 3 years.
That sounds right.
Without skid plates.
Yep. So some of us like to live dangerously. Busted a bump stop actually just a couple weeks ago. Inner and outer tie rods, had to do that. Had to pay someone else to do that while I was in South Dakota because unfortunately I did not listen to Coy when he mentioned it during our snow trip, which was 2 months prior to that. And then our snow camping trip.
What do you mean you mentioned it?
Oh, he was like, oh, I think you need to replace your tie rods as he's shaking my tire. And then I got my Patagonias and my Dirty Life wheels on. And what? Oh, I guess I lost some trim pieces along the way, but they keep coming back.
He hasn't fixed those yet, so he's not counting them.
Oh no, he fixed them. That's why they keep coming off.
So yeah, actually that's still sitting in the trunk right now. I was I was looking at the 4Runner today going, oh yeah, I got to fix that. I mean, I've got plenty of the push clips to get it in.
At this point, you might as well just Raptor line it so it doesn't stick out so bad.
You know, I was considering filling those holes and just like leaving those trim pieces off. Like, screw it. I don't care about that
No,
catting.
it won't look as finished.
No, it won't. It'll look ugly. But oh well. I'll probably fix it. Or get a new one. What about you, Jeremy?
Well, I mean, I haven't done that much wheeling this year. Definitely not. I definitely didn't do as much as I had hoped. But really, my only fix that I had to do this year was the air locker line. After pulling Aaron up the hill.
Yeah, I mean, you can't with that guy, right?
I know.
After pulling Aaron with all the firewood he was bringing for everybody.
You chose to do that.
I did. I'm done choosing that route. I'm going to be the lightest rig this year.
Ooh, the lightest rig.
Yeah. He's
That
got
sounds like
that swag. So, right, you're bringing the swag.
I'm not sure if I'm going to sleep in that swag or not. I haven't thought about sleeping yet.
All right. Well, if you're not going to, I will.
You want me to bring the swag for you? Well, you've got that awning that you can put the swag into. So
No, I don't have an awning on right now.
What happened to your awning?
It bent the year before, and I haven't fixed it. I've got a list of things I got to fix, man.
Well, he's busy. He's busy being a stay-at-home dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, whose kids go to school?
Man, they just started going to school. Like, yeah, it's only been 3 months.
Yeah, yeah.
How about you, Aaron?
Well, all of my work on my rig and modifications has been in this past couple months. So basically I wheeled it in that snow trip, and haven't really done much since then. I pulled somebody out of a ditch a few times, around here, and I drove it in my field a few times. But other than that, my truck hasn't left the property. Kind of sad. Josh says Aaron's Nissan didn't break though. It didn't break because I didn't wheel it.
Yeah, he didn't drive it.
Yeah. It did break. I broke my power steering low pressure line that goes to the cooler. So like I mentioned a couple weeks ago, I replaced that. I've been busy working on that front hub and brake swap from the Titan, which is complete with the exception of connecting up the brake lines to it, bleeding the brakes, and tightening the axle nut. I've replaced the rear spacers that I had on the back with rear wheel adapters so that they match the Titan lug pattern up front, so that as soon as I get some tires, I can throw on those worn wheels. So that's about it. I've just kind of been bolting that stuff up lately. There's going to be a battery getting replaced this week in my truck as well. So
Yeah, going bad or?
Oh yeah, it's been on its way out, and I don't trust it for a snow camping trip out of state.
Yep.
So definitely gonna put a new battery in. It's worth the money to not have the trouble.
Yeah, definitely. It's definitely something you don't want going bad on you.
Yeah. So, Josh, I don't know what tires I'm going with because I'm still waiting to hear back from Patagonia. Sorry, not Patagonia, Milestar. I'll probably be doing Milestar Patagonia XTs, which is a hybrid mud terrain, all terrain, but it's also got a really good snow rating. So I'm really trying to get those tires before our trip. Yeah. Yes, tire prices are insane. They're so insane that I've been looking at used tire prices
Whoa,
not
Ben.
used tire
Whoa,
prices.
whoa,
I've
whoa.
been looking at used tires on Facebook Marketplace and Craigslist.
Whoa, whoa, Ben.
I
Ben,
Yeah.
Ben. What are you doing there?
Actually, I found a pretty sweet set here for $1,000. There's 5 tires. Let me see if I can pull it up here real quick while we're waiting for Jeremy to come back. Where
He's
are
sleeping.
my
Went and took a nap.
saved things? I don't want new. There's a category where you can like bookmark things. I've been bookmarking things, but I've never looked back to see how I could find them after I bookmark them. Well, that's dumb. I can't find them anywhere.
It's terrible.
Following, is that it?
It might be.
No. Nope. Well, anyways, it was 5 tires, and 2 of them I can't remember the brand. That's why I wanted to look them up. 2 of them were 90%. I think 2 of them were 75%, and one of them was 60%, something like that. And so the 60% would make a great spare, and then I'll put the other 4 on as the main tires, and they were the size I want, the 35, 12, 50, 17, which I thought getting 17s was going to make finding tires easy. Turns out 20s are the new 17s. I can find probably 20 to 1 35, 12, 15, 20s versus 35, 12, 50, 17s. It's crazy.
Yeah. No, it's that whole brodozer truck trend really made 20s that much more popular. Unfortunately, but 17s are still more commonplace because they're like a stock tire size or wheel size, I should say.
Yeah. Bubba says, don't go 20s, LOL. I'm definitely not going to. Although my wife's truck, I believe, is 20s. And I wouldn't be afraid of throwing some used tires on her truck for what we do with it.
Yeah.
If I could fit 35s, that'd be pretty dope.
Yeah.
Because the 35s are all day, every day out there, and their prices are way cheaper than the 17-inch version, the same thing. So kind of crazy.
Yeah.
Josh says he bought some China tires for $250 each. They're called a Prince High Country. So RINX. And Gunmetal Guy says new or used, you got to do what you got to do to get you where you want to be. So
yep, that's why I ran the used tires I did, because it's what I could afford at the time, and that's what I did.
Absolutely.
Let's see, trips camping, Jeremy.
I mean, this is gonna be a theme throughout, but obviously I didn't do that much this year. But I did go snow wheeling, and I did get the kids out camping for a couple of trips, but those weren't very exciting ones.
Didn't you make it a few times to Tahuya though? Also,
Yeah, I did. Yeah, I guess I was only counting like trips. Yeah, there were definitely a handful of day trips to yeah, but nothing like too exciting.
that falls under the wheeling category. I mean, you got out.
Yeah. How about you, Aaron?
Well, my calendar was pretty busy this year. I started with SHOT Show in January, which I know isn't off-road stuff, but I'm so excited that I got to go to SHOT Show, and I love to throw that in everybody's faces every chance I get. So yeah, I went to SHOT Show in January. There's my gun noises. And then shortly after that, we had our snow February, and we had bought an RV a couple years prior, so we took that out a couple times. We went to the beach with the RV in April, and then did some overlanding in Disneyland in May with Coy. Coy's family and my family went to Disneyland, and there were some rides where you're in vehicles, so it felt like I was off road, jumbling you around and stuff. So, like the Indiana Jones ride, you're in a Hummer looking rig in that one. I did an overnight trip. This was just camping, but I just did an overnight trip with my Nissan and the Swag from Ironman 4x4 in May. Another beach trip with the RV in July. RV camping with family in Central Oregon in August. And then a couple events. I guess a couple. I only went to one event. It was the Iron Rigs open house in November. So yeah, it was a busy year. I got out, as I looked at my calendar, I got out and I did more things than I thought I did. But while I did all those things, only 2 of those things involved my truck. That was the snow camping in February, and then the overnighter for my birthday, which was literally a 4 service road, 25 minutes from my house and back. So not a lot of wheeling. What you got, Ben?
Well, so what was it? 2021. Wait, was that 2021 or 2020? 2021, yeah. I did 12 months of camping. This year, I did not get 12 months of camping, but I got 13 trips in. So, yep, still got my camping in. Everything from camping at like some what was it? A state park that was near, or yeah, state park. Camping in Montana. Did a little bit of camping in Idaho one night. It was like on the way to Montana. We camped in, let's see, trying to think, lots of stuff up in the woods near us. Some state parks with family. Couple day trips, got some snow camping in with you guys. And other than that, it was just camping. And a few day trips here and there. I got to go out with John Wong from Rainier Arms, and we did a trip over what is that, Stampede Pass, I think it is. Taking the 70 over. So yeah, it was fun. I mean, it was so busy with like other stuff. Unfortunately, it's like trying to adult and still have fun gets hard. Also made it to 2 Ironman 4x4 grand openings. So I went to the one in Burien, and then I went to the one down there with you in, what was that, Beaverton?
Yeah.
So yeah, and I didn't get to go to any rallies or any of that. I'm gonna try and go to the Northwest Overland rally.
Hold up. Well, yeah, you're
sorry.
jumping the gun here, Ben. Yeah.
Terrible.
Yeah, you're jumping the gun.
How dare you?
Dare me.
Well, our next one is our favorite episode that we had this past year, and a string of favorite episodes I had. I really liked doing those Marketplace Madness ones. I felt like they're a lot of fun picking stuff out and pretending to spend money and stuff like that. I enjoy those. We did 3 of them. It was episode 334, 347, and 365. I think we did Toyota first, Jeep second, and Nissan third. So we'll have to do some more of those this year. We'll do Fords or Chevys and Dodges or something. I don't know. But yeah, we'll do some of those this year because I thought they were a lot of fun. But my favorite episode itself was episode 345, and that was the Great Diesel Debate. I put a lot of time into that one, planning it out and doing lots of research. And we had 3 guests on the show. We had Coy, we had Andy, and we had oh man, I just lost his name. Scott Brady. Thank you. We had Scott Brady on from Overland Journal, and I kind of did dump some of the research onto each person because everybody kind of had different categories they had to talk about, and but I did lots of research for the show and the planning and everything too. So it was a whole lot of effort that went into that show, and it was a whole lot of fun to produce that show with everybody. So that absolutely loved that show. I hope we can do some more of those with as much effort as it took. I can't see us doing more than 2 of those a year. So, but I definitely want to do some more of those.
Yeah, that
Okay,
was
so-
a really fun one, especially you know, just getting that many people on the show. It was kind of a little crazy and chaotic, but it ran really smoothly. That's something
Mhm.
I don't think a lot of people realize is the prep behind the scenes for a show. Like we don't like sometimes we can throw like 30 minutes before the show and get a show ready, but I mean, I usually put in a couple hours here during the week, be it searching down new people or whatever. Well, my favorite episode would be Brennan's Garage. Um, I've followed Brennan on Facebook for a while, and I've talked to him a few times. And then I asked him, I was like, "Hey, how do you feel about coming?" And just his response, it was like, "Oh yeah, I'd love to. I listen to you guys." It was like, "Wow, like cool." Like, you know, it's humbling sometimes to just like, it's like, "Oh, you've listened to the show before? Okay,
Mhm.
cool." So you actually know what's going on. Awesome. It's fun to get guests on like that. It's I mean, we've had a few of them, and it's always humbling when people are listeners to the show as well as, you know, they come on and be a guest. It's probably why I love having Andy on and Coy, because they were originally listeners. So, yep, that's got to be mine. What about you, Jeremy?
I think my favorite, or one of my favorites, because the ones you guys touched on were definitely on the top of my list as well. But one of the ones that I was kind of bummed that I didn't get to be a part of was the freeze dry food taste test. Kind of that was a fun episode.
I know the camp cook isn't at the cooking episode, but I mean, I guess it'd be
It's not
freeze
really
fried.
cooking.
Well,
It's
I guess it would be
boil water,
freeze dried food that we would be cooking if you were right.
but it's not cooking. It's
No, it's cooking. I'm sorry. This is my mountain. I'm dying on it. Because, you know, if I boil something, I am therefore preparing it. So that is cooking.
you're adding hot water to something that's already cooked and rehydrating it.
Okay. So what's mac and cheese or top ramen?
I don't consider that cooking.
So you guys got to look up the definition of cooking to be correct here.
I think we should just let people go at it in the comments section.
All right. I got a couple more honorable mentions. The Factor 55 episode was a whole lot of fun. The
Yes.
74 Weld episode, I thought the 74 Weld episode was good, but talking with that guy before and after the show was really insightful as well. Enjoyed
Wealth
that
of
one.
knowledge.
Yeah. Yep. Hard to pick just one.
All right, Jeremy. Just to stand on my mountain more. The practice of a skill preparing food by combining, mixing, and heating ingredients. That's cooking.
Well,
Yeah.
Top
go.
ramen, you put water
top
and noodles.
ramen is you're combining and you're heating.
Yep.
That's it.
You know what? This year's this year Ben's gonna make all the meals for our snow camping trip.
All right, you're
You
getting
guys,
top
I'll make
ramen.
Actually, I'll make meals for everybody but Ben.
There we go.
I'll share with you, Ben.
Oh, thank goodness.
Nacho
Starve.
cheese.
I'd starve. Let's talk some new gear. Because I love getting new gear, right? So I'm gonna put my skid plates in this category, because they got assembled. Right?
One of them got installed,
One of them.
right?
Yep. I got the tire carrier, some bits and bobs of like recovery gear, like extra stuff. I got like an extra tree strap and I think an extra strap and a couple extra D-rings. I got 2 element fire extinguishers and some rock lights that I still have not installed. So, and I got another sled. And I'm putting that on on the list because when we went snow camping, that was so handy for moving wood back and forth to camp. The black sled I had, and
You
if
had
we
a
get a
sled
chance,
when you went snow camping?
yeah, when we were doing woodwork, like getting wood back to camp. Did you miss that part?
I don't remember the sled.
It's like a black toboggan.
Okay, if you say so.
So yeah, I got a bigger one when we were in Montana that I can actually sit in comfortably. So
Oh, good, because I remember putting wood on your sled and it held like 3 pieces, maybe.
yeah,
They kept on falling out.
I tried getting
Sled.
an even bigger one, but my wife was telling me no.
Just just get one big enough that we can put Aaron's truck on, and that'll make it easier to drag him up the hill.
Perfect. Oh, I actually I did get a new antenna for my radio because there were so many complaints during our snow trip about how no one could hear me unless you were right next to
Thank
me.
goodness.
So I got
And-
like a magnetic one for the roof.
Oh, those are not that great.
And
And I also have the whip one that it's like
you should really just get a new radio.
I should, but I'm hoping to actually work. We'll talk about that later for 2023.
If Eric was still in the Pacific Northwest and wheeling with us and borrowing your Baofeng, he would appreciate your longer antenna.
Yeah.
Because his brakes would last longer.
What about you there, Jeremy? Anything new gear wise?
I mean, obviously in 2021 I had the major rebuild of the Jeep, so there wasn't much gear coming my way except for I did pick up some line couplers after burning out my airline on the snow trip. So at least I have the right part now to just couple the line together.
Nice.
Did
you extra?
Did you put
Did I put
any sort of heat material around your line, or did you reroute it?
I rerouted it. It's now running through
Okay.
the cab until the essentially back at the bumper.
Did you
Gotcha.
do you have a little bit of extra line just in case like a part?
Yes, I do. I had extra line.
Just no way to couple it.
Yeah, and I almost had enough line to just rerun it. Nope, never mind. It wasn't a front locker. I have enough line to rerun my front locker pretty easily, but I almost had enough line to run a new line back to the rear, but I was probably about like 4 feet short.
Wow. Oh, I just thought of something I didn't talk about. I got the rough country switch panel, the 8-gang switch panel thing for my lights.
Yeah, Josh, I'm having unstable internet connection here. So I had to shut my camera off because my face is so beautiful. It takes so many gigapixels to share it with the internet. So yeah, sorry, I had to turn my camera off.
It's actually the software that we use to make his face look better that takes
Yeah.
All those filters.
Well, I haven't really bought much at all. I got the worn wheels in springtime. They didn't show up in time for last year's snow trip, so I didn't get tires last year. So I had to wait until this year. Yeah, so I got those worn wheels, and that's pretty much it for new gear. I think I did buy I like to always keep a cheap strap, so I buy one at Harbor Freight, just a cheap 30-foot flat towing strap, not the one with the hooks, but the one with the sewn loop ends. So I bought a new one of those throughout the year, but other than that, I didn't get I don't think I got anything. I didn't get lights. I didn't get new anything. So yeah.
Oh, I just saw that something more I got. At the Iron Man 4x4, the first one in Burien, I won a couple things in the raffle, and
Mm,
I got some chairs, and and I got a trailer, right?
you
Yeah,
did.
so I got
Yes. Yeah.
I got a
Not
rock
as
with
a raffle item.
not at the raffle, but I got the waterproof bag for the roof. It's a half size, so instead of going across the whole roof, it only takes up half. And we actually used that in Montana for Christmas presents, and everything was dry and well kept, and it was really handy. So yeah, I got that too.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, anything else we didn't talk about for
For me, I
2023?
mean, I did kind of talk about it, but it's worth repeating. It was really nice to get my kids out for their first trip since they were infants. I mean, they went camping with us a lot when they were infants, but that's when they can't move around and aren't as difficult to manage. In the middle of nowhere / in a campground. So it was good to get them out there. And at least my son really took to it. The
That's good.
daughter, she didn't want to go to sleep in the tent, but I don't know. We'll see how it goes this year, I guess.
Yeah.
Always more chances
Um,
to try.
I for me, just the ability to use my shop this year was a game changer. It's not quite dried in yet, but we'll get there. Then I'll start moving my tools and everything from the existing barn shop that we have. So yeah.
Let's see. Well, one thing we did is all together we hit 50 episodes this year, which was a record for us for consistency, which is something we really try and do. We only missed Valentine's Day and the 4th of July. So, I
Oh,
mean, for obvious reasons.
yeah, technically we only produced 49 episodes because we did one rerun, and that's I believe in the history of this show that is the first rerun we've ever done.
That
So
is the only rerun we have done, yeah. And that was
maybe
on Halloween.
yeah, that was on Halloween. So maybe if we ever have to miss some shows because of holidays, although 4th of July isn't going to land on a Monday now.
Yep.
And Valentine's Day probably won't be on a Monday either. In fact, we already have a show planned for that day. And Halloween probably won't either. So this year maybe we'll hit a record of 52 episodes this year. That would be amazing.
That
But
would
in the
be
future, if we have to miss one, maybe we do a rerun. I just don't want us to make a habit of doing reruns. I hear some shows doing that, and then it feels like they just do it more and more and more, and you hear less of their content and more reruns, and it's just, I don't know, not that fun when you want to listen to content. Well, let's talk about what we got coming up for next year, which is technically this year. We're 2 days in. So for 2023, don't forget when you're signing your checks, Ben and Jeremy, because I know you guys write a lot of checks.
Tons.
20,
tons.
2023. What do we got coming up? So I get to go first in this one, which means I get to steal all the good items. We got a snow trip coming up in 3 weeks. Less than 3 weeks, 2.5 weeks, 2.5 weeks. And I don't have tires. Got that snow trip. I'm definitely going to be working out of my shop this year. Hopefully in the next couple months, I'll have garage doors. And doors, it'll technically be dried in. So we're going to SEMA in the fall, which is a big deal. In February, I'll be getting my ham license. I'm already signed up for a ham cram. Is it June or July, the Northwest Overland Rally?
June, Father's Day weekend.
Okay. I'm really pushing hard to go to that this year. We want to somehow sling some brews at the Warren booth this year. So Yeah.
I thought it
Try
was
to get some.
not Bruce.
Well, I don't know the difference apparently.
Gonna try and do some beer. That's the goal.
Okay.
I don't know any liquor people anymore, but I do know a couple breweries. So I'm gonna see what I can work, and maybe we'll be slinging some beers at the Warren booth this year.
Well, you
See
shouldn't
if they
lick
do any root beers.
that you don't know. Sorry, that was a bad
Oh
joke.
shoot! I just remembered. Aren't we planning some trip to Southern Oregon with Koi as well?
Yes, we are trying to do that as well. Yes.
Man, we're gonna have a big year this year.
Did we ever nail down a date on that one?
I thought so. I thought it was the weekend after the 4th of July. So,
We should.
Yep.
and then this is looking out really far, but 2024, I want to go to San Hollow.
So you're going to be planning for that all year?
Going to be planning for San Hollow for 2024. San Hollow is only like a 45-minute longer drive for me than if I was just driving to Moab. So,
Yeah. I've heard so many people going to Sand Hollow and what it offers. It sounds amazing.
yeah, it sounds like it has everything, and all those things are in one centralized location, which is pretty dope. So, yeah. So that's what I got going on in 2023. How about you guys?
Well, a lot of the same of you. Snow trip. Working on my garage.
Yeah.
So I'm very excited for that, to have a space that I can actually park a vehicle in and have my podcast stuff and 3D printing area. So I'm excited for that, because right now everything's just kind of piling up around me, literally.
Is
in the garage.
do you have a completion date yet, or a starting date or anything?
No, I'm still waiting for county permitting. That's kind of my holdup. Once permitting is done, then I'll have a date. And it could, the sales guy said that there's a possibility that I could get pushed forward quicker, because of the size of my garage. It's not massively huge, and it's not going to require a lift to do the walls, because I'm
Okay.
only like 14 foot tall or something like that.
Mhm.
So I'm excited for that. That's and then I'm uber excited for SEMA. Been doing this podcast for what, 8-9 years now, and all the time, every time someone comes on, hey, you guys coming to SEMA? And I'm just like, not this year. Finally I can be like, hell yeah, I am. When are we meeting up?
Yeah.
So I'm super stoked that we've been able to kind of accomplish that, thanks to our listeners. Really made that happen for us. And then I'm going to try and complete the backcountry discovery route. Jeremy and I started it and we did not finish it. So I was talking to my son. I was like, hey, do you remember doing this? And he's like, no, I don't. And I'm like, okay, we need to go do it again. So I might
So
start.
when you say complete it, you want to do the whole thing?
I don't want to do the whole thing again, but I think I'm going to start at and go from Bethel Ridge up, because Bethel Ridge was my favorite section. So it'd be fun to do Bethel Ridge up to the Canadian border, and maybe jump into the Canadian border and just go camping in Canada. I've never done it, and so I don't know, just one more check off that box of places to go. I've never camped in Canada or stayed overnight. I've only been for a day trip to Victoria. So, or no, it wasn't even Victoria. It was just the other place, Vancouver. There we go. So I think it'd be fun, and I was only like 13 when I went last time, so
Oh.
I'm sure lots of things have changed. And then ham is on my list of things to do, and I'm hoping that maybe that'll happen this year. We'll see.
Find a ham cram. Find a ham cram and just sign up. Just do it.
Yeah.
Sign up. And don't do any studying before you go, and they'll cram all the information in your brain, and you take the test.
Yep. So, yeah. What about you, Jeremy?
Wow, I mean, the only thing other than what you guys have already talked is getting me some off-road podcast patches.
Oh, man. I don't know. It's getting to the point where I don't know if I want to give them to you, because then you'll have them and you won't.
Just give them to me and we'll keep the bit going.
Oh man.
Yep. One of these days you'll get them. Probably at the snow camping trip.
Well,
actually, the funny thing
18 days away.
Yeah, and the funny thing is, Aaron, you'll probably get your Christmas present from me from Coy then too.
No, Coy still hasn't been able to come.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's right.
Yeah.
Man. Maybe I'll just print another one.
Do it.
So yeah. Well, from last year, oh no, that was last year.
Yeah, let's talk about last year, what we wrote down for what we had planned to accomplish in 2022. So we all said we were going to be doing a snow camping trip into Eastern Washington.
Didn't happen.
We changed. Yeah, we changed our location is what happened.
Yep.
We were going to do Eastern Washington, and we went back to the old stomping grounds. I can't remember what changed, but that's what changed. Although this year I'm pushing hard for us to do a different location, and I'm working on it.
We're talking about farther south on the other side.
Yeah, a little farther south. And when you say on the other side, it's on the other side of Mount St. Helens. So we normally camp on like the north to northeast side of Mount St. Helens, and this will be on the south to southeast side.
Yep.
So, and in the summer, you can get from one point to the other. During the winter, unless you're on a snowmobile, it's a no-go.
Yeah, it's a little illegal.
Yep.
What about this is a good one. Jeremy, did you make it to the Rubicon?
I did not.
I'm sorry.
What?
On the list. I still want to do it, but I need to figure out when.
Priorities, right?
Yep.
Put it. Yeah.
And then
put it on the calendar and just start reaching out to people who have like-sized vehicles and do it.
Yeah, Aaron will be able to go soon.
No, I don't know if I'll ever care to go to the Rubicon.
Really?
It doesn't sound appealing. It sounds like a rock garden, and I don't really want to wheel a rock garden.
That's why it's appealing.
Aaron,
you're kind of a robot.
It's because we're talking about rock crawling.
There you go. Literally. So yeah.
And the last one here is Aaron on 35s.
Did you make it, Aaron?
He's close.
I
didn't make it, but man, it would have been close. So
close. So close.
Although we
weren't those emails going out before Christmas?
They were. They definitely were. December 10th.
You were trying.
Yeah. I was trying hard. I would have been. How about that? So I'll be on 35s in 2023 for sure.
That's awesome.
Maybe.
Actually,
for sure. Maybe. Probably.
Question about that. With your new hubs and all that, are you going to be able, do you have tires that if you don't get those 35s that you'll be able to run?
Yeah, but I think they're 31s. They're the tires and wheels off of the Titan.
Oh man.
And even better, they're a mismatched set and one has a slow leak, Ben. You're going to be so excited.
Dude, you are gambling hard this year. I love it.
Yeah, but I mean, I got to wait till I can get those Patagonias because I'm going to get a good deal on them.
Nope.
If I just went out and spent money on something else, it would
buyer's
kill my
remorse.
bank account.
And buyer's
So-
remorse. He'd be like, I really wanted to try these and didn't get a chance.
Yeah.
And I wasn't patient enough. And I mean, I'm very happy I waited as long as I did to get the wheels and tires that I wanted and got, and I'm very happy with them. So no, I get it 100%.
For the record,
Yeah.
you're just copying me, but okay.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I wanted those before you. Just saying. Actually, what's funny is I don't remember when I was looking at those, I remember you saying what ones you were getting, but when I was looking at them in the book, didn't realize they were the same exact ones that you want. It's just we have really good taste, Jeremy. Really good taste.
Maybe I'm just second guessing my taste now.
There you go.
Well,
you did go gold instead of black.
yeah. Well, we just want to say thanks to everyone who listens to us weekly, and also to those who watch us live on YouTube, and Twitter, and Facebook, and Twitch. We really appreciate you guys. Please share us with your friends. That's what really helps us grow. I don't know about glow. And
Glowing.
before we sign out, as always, God bless America.
Don't forget to visit Patriot Patch and join the Patch of the Month Club. Check out our Gaia affiliate link for up to 40% off. Also, don't forget to head over to Warren Medical Gear Outfitters and Colby Valve to see all their great gear. We're a proud part of the Firearms Radio Network. Got a comment or question? Send it to us through our webpage at firearmsradio.net or through our social media channels by searching for Off-Road Podcast. Also, you can listen to us live at overlandradio.com Mondays at 7 p.m. Pacific. When off-road, please remember to have fun, tread lightly, be safe, and courteous. Thanks for listening.
You know what I forgot to mention is I built my train horn. Power tank, powered train horn.